When the cat is away,
the mice will play.
the mice will play. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk, and I am here to tell you playtime is over. Because fresh off his 8-day Hawaiian vacation, Ryan Engle is back, and I'm happy to report no puka shell necklace, no henna tattoos, no floral print board shorts, at least none that I can see. A nice tan, though. Ryan, welcome back. How are you?
Aloha, Adam. Good to be here. What a wonderful question. Thank you for asking.
Well, before we started taping, you did not say it was good to be here. You said you needed 3 more days in Hawaii.
Yeah, vacations are too short. All the bullocks of getting to and fro to your destination and home, and the stress incorporated in the packing, the lugging of luggage. Isn't it funny how they named it luggage? You lug it around. Getting on the plane, deboarding the plane, dealing with all the bullshit, driving home, getting to the parking thing, and then like settling in, dropping your bags off at the thing, they're bringing your bags home. You're basically burning 4 days of travel and mental stress. You scratch those 4 days right off. So really, we had 4 nice days in Hawaii. Wasn't enough. Needed 3 more.
You make it sound like a NASA mission to the moon.
It's difficult.
For the first time in almost a year and a half, you did not make a weekly co-hosting appearance on this podcast.
You didn't want me to.
Did you miss it?
Yeah, I was forced out of that episode. You're like, hey, I got someone. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, who do you got? I'll tell you in a little bit. I guess the real question is, did your dreams finally come true to bully me out of this chair and get your little man crush sitting across from you?
First off, I did not bully you out of the chair. You're 3 hours behind us when you're in Hawaii, and I'm not going...
I said I'd do it.
I don't want...
So you did bully me out of the chair.
There was no bullying. I just said, why don't you enjoy your vacation, and we won't have to try to schedule around you going to the beach, doing your family stuff, and me needing to get this done early in the morning so I can do my remote hybrid job.
This is a perfect example of where it's easier to just come clean and be like, you're right. I needed a break. It was nice to do it with someone else for once.
Off the top, I do want to thank that someone, Mr. Jonathan Wayne Freeman, for sliding into the 10.5 shoes that Ryan Engle left for him to fill.
Wide. 10.5. Wide.
Wayne Freeman did a fantastic job. And look, despite the fact that Wayne Freeman is a very gifted speaker and a very gifted entertainer, it is still hard to show up on an established show, regardless of who you are, and play substitute teacher for a beloved fixture. And he did it very, very well. And I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings here, but Wayne Freeman's episode last week has done some very impressive numbers in the old metrics department. So we appreciate his rising tide lifting our boat. And I do also want to say that the reaction, while vastly positive, has also been polarizing with a few people. I've had a couple of people say that we should have him on all the time, maybe even as a third host. And I've had a few people scold me for platforming an idiot in that they stopped listening halfway through. It's a free country. It's a free podcast, and this is your free time. Do whatever you please with that. But again, thank you, John Wayne Freeman, and rest assured that the overwhelming majority of our listeners really enjoyed your fill-in spot on the show.
Really?
Staying on the aforementioned audience of this program, I do want to address a certain handful of smart-ass audience members who have wondered aloud, when Hawk's daughter's soccer season is over, what the hell is this one-trick pony going to talk about? Look, I am not going to dignify that asinine comment with a response, but that's only because our soccer team was off this weekend, and I can't think of anything else to say. And on that note, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening to The Fellowship. We will catch you next Monday.
Go Blue Bananas!
Listen here, jackasses. This podcast is 104 episodes deep. We've done around 95 episodes completely devoid of soccer, and we will be just fine without girls' rec football talk. But for those wondering, we were off this past weekend, and the season ends this coming weekend with a doubleheader. The team that I coach, the Ender Dragons, remain ahead of the last place Blue Bananas, but we are stone cold tied on points. We now own the tiebreaker because of winning percentage. Everything is on the line this weekend. Again, the question remains, will Coach Hawk finish in dead last, or will we get over on the Blue Bananas?
Let's say you just really come out stumbling on your own feet, on your own 2 feet. How many kids are on the team?
12.
On your own 24 feet. Add the coach, 26. Let's say you come out stumbling. Dead last. How are you going to handle that? Is this going to be the last time gaffing, being a gaffer? Or would you call the season successful?
No, I would not. But I'm at a crossroads right now where I cannot imagine myself not being a gaffer. But also I just don't think that I'm the gaffer to get these girls better.
Yeah. As their age group and the nuance of the sport grows, maybe it's passing your ability to properly coach them.
One would argue it passed my ability this year.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. No shame in hanging it up, but what there is shame in is hanging on a little too long.
The moral of the story right now, and welcome back, it's great to have you. The moral of the story heading into the final weekend is 6th place has never meant so much. Now, like I said, we can do content till the end of time. There is no shortage of takes around here. So I'll ask you, Mr. Engle, where do you want to start? I have 3 quick golf topics. We can talk about a former president rambling about the King's crank. We could spend a minute on the Dodgers going to the World Series. Where would you like to start?
I think last week's show, there's one thing I had an issue with.
Oh,
yeah.
Going off the board.
Yeah, we're going off the board.
You're like a guy sitting down, gets handed the menu, and says, I'll take this instead.
Yeah. Really weird that you guys would both team up on Randy Newman like that, picking apart his lyrics that were written, some 30 years ago?
1983, you're speaking of the song I Love L.A.
Yeah. First of all, is it bad to have a hot redhead in your car? What's wrong with that? Secondly, bums are on their knees all the time, which is very common in L.A., even back then. He's just kind of describing driving down the boulevard on a hot Santa Ana day. He's not dogging anyone. He's just merely talking about what it is. And New York City is dark and gray, and it is time to get out of the Dust Bowl. And Chicago is too rough for me and you. So I'm just going to say it. That take from both of you to team up on lyrics that old was bullshit. Yeah. Anyways, that's where I wanted to start.
Besides that.
Let's get into the Dodgers real quick.
Okay. The Dodgers advanced to the World Series last night, winning Game 6 against the New York Metropolitans. And they will go on to face the New York Yankees in the World Series, which will start at the end of this week. I must say, as a die-hard baseball fan who truly believes that the game of baseball is the timeless American novel and football is a Marvel movie sequel, this is, without a doubt, the best matchup from storylines, market size, cities, history, rivalry,
marquee players
that you could ever ask for. And I am just so damn excited to watch this World Series. And the only thing I hope for
is Game 7.
I want a Game 7. That's obvious. What I want more than anything is for baseball to beat football in the ratings during this World Series at least once.
I won't use that metric to gauge anything because the World Series could be the best one ever and fucking Monday Night Football could still beat it because you got to watch the Ravens and the Hawks fucking take commercial TV timeouts all night. But anyways, what a matchup. Very well said. I mean, who isn't excited for this? Who do you got?
I think the Yankees are going to win.
And why would you think that?
I think that the offenses of both these teams are very equal, and I think that it's pretty obvious that the pitching matchups tilt towards the Yankees. The Dodgers in these past two series against the Padres and the Mets have had to not only throw bullpen games, which is when you start a reliever, they've also conceded games too because of that scenario that they're in, because they just don't have enough pitching. That doesn't mean that they aren't great. It doesn't mean that they can't win. It doesn't mean that this series isn't going to go long. And I could be wrong. I want to be wrong. I hope the Dodgers win, but I do think the Yankees are the better team.
Really?
Who do you have?
Well, obviously, I have the Dodgers. You got to be hot at the right time. Not a lot of people had them getting by the Padres. The Padres were smoking hot.
True.
People were going to say the fight with the Mets was going to be a dogfight, and it did go to Game 6, but even with a couple games conceded, the Dodgers just hit the ball.
They manhandled the Mets.
They're scoring a lot.
Yeah.
And I think now they're like, holy shit, we're here. And I think they're ready. I want to really watch a lot of baseball in this World Series. I don't want to see a sweep. I don't want to see a gentleman's sweep. And I don't want to see a lopsided victory in any which way. Obviously, we all want the same thing. We want a nail biter. We want it to go the distance. We want a bloodbath. We want them to leave it all out on the field. And let's see some good old-fashioned baseball for once.
Yeah, I'm excited. And for the Dodgers, I hope they win simply because they really need to silence all of the critics, myself included, who believe that 2020 was a Mickey Mouse championship.
Oh, God.
60-game season where the postseason was played in Texas.
All the other teams had to do it too.
You are 100% correct. It is all relative. But this team, being this size of market with this amount of talent, desperately needs to put that narrative to bed, that they can't do it in a real season. So I hope that they do. I'm pulling for them. Let's talk about some golf. Maybe you know the name Mark Warman. Maybe you don't. Mark Warman, great friend of Nation Golf. He has appeared on 2 different episodes of The Fellowship, and he has played trumpet twice on the show and once before a Nation Desert Classic. Great guy. He works over at the Golfers Journal magazine. Hell of a stick and a bit of a San Clemente legend as the course record holder at Muni, where Ryan plays every single Wednesday. Before this weekend, Warman was a 3-time San Clemente men's amateur city golf champion. And after this weekend, with rounds of 67 and 65, he is a 4-time winner. So congratulations to our good buddy Mark Warman for stringing together a great weekend of golf and clearing the field by an entire 6 shots with a very impressive 12 under par total.
That's fucking crazy.
To win his 4th city championship. You play at Muni all the time.
On Kikuya and Poana greens, and they always roll them out fast for the boys for the city championship. 65 in tournament conditions. It doesn't matter how long the course is. For anyone who plays there often knows that that is nothing short of incredible.
So congrats to Warman, and speaking of our friends doing well in the game of golf, the magical run for our pal Joe Etter, a.k.a. Jetter, a.k.a. the Jet. That magical run continues. His boss, Davis Thompson, posted a T5 at the Shriners Children's Open out in Las Vegas. Good for $250,000, and good for 10% of that going straight into the pocket of the Jet. For those keeping score at home, Joe Etter, ever since switching bags to Davis Thompson last year, has earned close to $400,000 as his looper in just over a year. I always feel weird talking about another man's money, but this is pro golf, and it's quite literally a public stat that they keep on every finalized leaderboard. So instead of feeling weird, we celebrate the success of our friend. Congratulations to the Jet. Keep it rolling. And we'll see you soon for the West Coast Swing, which
at LG's.
Which everyone knows starts at LG's Steakhouse Inn.
No, it starts with an espresso and a lemon twist.
At
LG's Steakhouse.
LG's in La Quinta.
You got to prime the engine, Hawk. You got to get it going.
Yep.
You got to get those jaws warmed up to just tear into that dry-aged, beautiful, prime, rare, charred ribeye.
Final golf topic, and it's more of a reminder and advice to anyone out there who is still struggling to figure out how to buy pants for golf.
We get this question all
All
the
the
time. Don't go to Roger Dunn's.
Yeah.
You know what the best golf pants are, Hawk?
Go ahead.
Pants that aren't golf pants.
Right.
If you think Puma and FootJoy and Nike, or Nikkei, as I like to call it, if you think they're going to deliver on the goods and give you a proper trouser, no. What they're going to give you is the same polyester Bermuda short longer. You're better than that. Those pants, you would never wear those anywhere else. Ever.
Right.
You can't be like, what time's the wedding, honey? 5:00. Shit, should I try to mix and match? Yeah, try some stuff on. Thumb through your wardrobe. Oh, here's these FootJoy golf pants. These might go. Should I give them a try? See how they look? No. Those things are staying in there. If pants are designed to be bunched up in a wrinkly fucking ball in your hamper, you got the wrong pants on. Golf pants is the problem, and that's why people ask that question to us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's why they're confused, because if you don't know any better, what are you going to do? You're going to get on your damn phone and go, what's the best golf pants? And they're going to send you to tgw.com, and no, those aren't the ones. And can we publicly just get this out there and finally put it to bed? And I'm sorry if this offends some of our friends, but the 5-panel golf pant needs to fucking die. Take a trouser and give it the cut and sew and orientation of a 5-pocket jean look. Go away. That look is trash. Jeans are jeans. Trousers are trousers. Quit trying to hybrid everything in this world. If you ever see me wearing a 5-panel trouser, kick me in the dick.
Okay.
Please. Hard.
For those looking for great pants to wear on the golf course, 2 words for you. Suit separates. Every department store in America has racks and racks and racks of dress pants, slacks, suit separates in every size and color, and more often than not, they're on sale.
They're lighter, they're thinner, they're permanent pressed, and they're always on sale.
People need to break this misconception in their head that golf pants are their own thing, their own category. They are not. Golf pants, in our mind, are slacks. And sure, you can buy a pair of high-tech, shiny vinyl pants or joggers made by a golf brand selling them as golf pants. But what we are wearing in every single photo that you've seen of us are suit separates, dress pants, slacks, trousers. And they are more comfortable and lighter and easier to care for than ever before. This is just a PSA that I took down in my phone on the Notes app as I spent my Saturday walking around a mall in Santa Anita, California, and refreshing my trouser collection after I swiped some plastic for diamond earrings for my lovely wife. Bite your tongue, buddy. I already showed her the text messages you sent after I told her that I bought her diamond earrings.
Why would you show her that? Why would you show her that?
We were at the food court.
Now, is she mad at me?
No. Moving on. One of the best parts of doing the
Kevin Jewelers.
I think you just gave the Living Spaces jingle to Kevin's Jewelers.
Did I?
Living Spaces.
What is the Kevin's Jewelers jingle? Look it up. I think I got it right.
No, because do the Living Spaces one.
Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
Kevin Jewelers has one too, though, dude.
I've never heard that, but you definitely just sung it in the vein of the Living Spaces melody. Yeah, you did. You did. You're going to look this up?
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Okay.
For those of you that need to ever look up a song like this, it's called a jingle.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's called a jingle.
Yep. And I don't think you're finding the Kevin Jewelers jingle because it doesn't exist.
It sure as hell does, dude. I can't find it right now, but there's definitely a Kevin Jewelers jingle, and it sounds just like Living Spaces.
I'll take your word for it. Moving on. One of the best parts of doing the podcast and doing it consistently for 3 years now is that our audience takes it upon themselves to backseat produce and send us content that we might have missed, which is great, and we appreciate it. In the time since we started this back in 2021, I don't think I have had any one single piece of content sent to me more than the one we are about to get to right now. Folks, we are 15 days away from an election that pollsters are calling the tightest race in modern history. And while every vote matters, and I do urge everyone to exercise their freedom to participate in democracy, this election appears to hinge on 3 states: Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, especially Pennsylvania. So each of the 2 candidates are filling up their respective schedules to campaign where it matters most right now, which brings us to former President Donald Trump on stage in Pennsylvania this past weekend. Now, at this point on the campaign trail, everyone has heard everything these 2 candidates have to say. So how do you cut through the noise and present a new talking point that just might persuade the undecided or low propensity voter in such a tight race with just days left to make an impression? If you're in Pennsylvania, birthplace and former home to one of the greatest American icons of all time, Mr. Arnold Palmer. And if you're Donald Trump, a man who has never bit his tongue, you say this.
But Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable." I had to say it.
Classic.
Quote, Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women.
And I love women.
But this guy was all man. This man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out, they said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it. End quote. Did you have to say it?
Here it comes, folks.
Did your advisors tell you, hey, Don, this is a super tight race in a super important state. Whatever you do, don't forget to talk about the unbelievable size of Arnold Palmer's crank.
Did he mention any of that? Or have you just got a ticket for one to the bias train? Mr. Nuanced, folks. He can't help himself, just like the legacy media. He didn't mention his junk at all. You're assuming that's what he was talking about. Could have been talking about anything.
He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there. They said, "Oh, my God."
It's funny how we have this selective outrage in this country.
I'm not outraged. I'm taken aback by the fact that you're the only person in the world who could hear that clip and think that he's not talking about his junk.
He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there. They said, "Oh, my God."
That still requires you to assume that. He didn't mention anything about his junk. You're assuming that he could have been talking about his physique. You don't know. He said he was strong and a man's man. You're taking the next step. He didn't cross the line and say anything naughty. Am I wrong? He didn't mention it. Obviously, that's what he was inferring, but he didn't say it.
I'm pointing to the quote where he ends it saying, I had to say it.
I had to say it.
And I'm wondering, did you actually have to say it? Did your advisor say, hey, make sure that you tell that Arnold Palmer
story? He's just shooting the shit, man. It's a rally, not a fucking press conference. You're going to follow the guy around who's clearly always shooting from the hip, and they're just waiting to fucking catch him red-handed saying shit when you got all these other political hacks on both sides lying through their fucking teeth, acting PC all the time, when you know behind closed doors they're speaking the real truth. And we're just going to act like that's what we want. We want someone who's fake and just propped up. That's the candidate you want. You know what Trump is. So,
Hang on.
yeah, it is selective outrage because it's like, what do you expect? I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Doesn't sound like it. I wanted to do jokes here, but you got very serious very quickly.
Because I know exactly where you're going with this.
I'm just...
You're having a field day.
No,
I can't wait.
I am obsessed with the English language, and I have never heard anyone start a sentence saying, I refuse to say it.
And I refuse to say it.
And then the very next thing that they say is
Right there.
it.
He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there. They said, oh, my God. That's unbelievable.
I'll tell you this. He just single-handedly won Pennsylvania because the king is the king, and he was a man's man. We all know it.
To me, the entire thing is deranged for a...
Deranged.
When's the last time a presidential candidate talked about a dead man's crank in front of any crowd, let alone one that includes women and children?
Did he talk about a dead man's crank, Mr. I love the English language? Did he actually talk about a dead man's crank? He didn't. That's my point in this. I knew you were going to go down this road, and I'm just calling you out, Mr. Nuanced, for jumping to the conclusion you want and running with it. Words matter, right? So if you're going to say someone said something when they didn't say it, it's inferred. So it's your opinion. Now, do all signs point to that? 100%. But is that going to hold up in court?
I'm not taking him to court.
I'm just saying. That's a pretty interesting way to look at it, is it not? Is that going to hold up in court? Did he say anything about Arnold Palmer's wiener? Did he? Did he say anything about Mr. Palmer's wiener?
Look.
Just answer the question. You can't, dude. But go off. Go off, Hawk. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, bud. What other jokes do you have on it?
I'm just dumbfounded by your whole reaction to this. I really am. I cannot believe that you could, one, take this as seriously as you are.
I'm
and
not
then,
taking it serious.
two, say that a guy who started by saying, I refuse to say it, we have women in the crowd, I love women, but this guy was naked in the shower and pros were saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. Look, I had to say it. I had to say it. I cannot believe that you are not allowing me to infer that he was talking about
No,
Arnold
I'm
Palmer's
not
junk.
not allowing you to do anything. I'm just pointing out the fact that that's what it is. It's inferring, right? It's kind of funny that you're so caught up on it and trying to make this news, you know?
I didn't try to make this news.
You and everyone else is. Dude, he's at a rally in Pennsylvania, and what you're overlooking on the whole thing is that he's, in his weird, stupid Donald Trump way, that's him trying to, like, give praise to Arnold Palmer, saying that he's larger than life, a man's man, they don't make him like they used to, but he's an idiot, and that's how he describes it, because he doesn't know how to fucking say it right.
Is he trying to praise Arnold Palmer, or is he playing to a hometown crowd before the tightest election of our time?
He's 100% praising Arnold Palmer because Arnold Palmer's their hero. So he's doing both, and he definitely holds Arnold Palmer in high regard. That was his dumb way, like I'm saying, of building up Mr. Palmer.
Okay.
Trump can't say some fucking stupid fucking statement about the king coming out of the shower. Like,
He can
I
do
think
whatever-
it's fucking hilarious.
Great. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. It's not news because I made it news. It's news because it's news. It's news because 70 people sent it to me over the weekend. I didn't say it. I didn't create the story. I'm simply talking about it.
All I'm saying is we can talk about the assumptions or we can talk about what was said.
I want to talk about an assumption right now.
Okay.
And let me just clarify up front so you don't get all hot and bothered that I'm coming for your guy.
I'm laughing and smiling.
Yeah.
And he's not my guy, dude. You have an incredible hiccup in your Mr. Nuanced worldview. You cannot see your own bias in real time. And I'm picking up on it little by little throughout the recent months. I'm actually pretty shocked because even when you're doing it and I call you out on it, you still will not concede that you're doing it. You can't see how biased you are. You can't.
We are stuck in neutral right now. We're bordering on going in reverse.
Because you don't like where we're at.
That's not true. I am thinking about the listener who has no interest in hearing us have two different conversations at the same time where the other person is not...
Oh, here we go. Let's professionally segue.
We're moving on.
See, that's why.
We're moving on.
That's why. Because of your uncontrollable political bias.
Okay.
You're putting words in people's mouths to better prop up your bias. Folks, Adam is very disturbed right now.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure?
I think
You don't look fine.
I think when people hear this and they have to decide which one of us is disturbed.
I'm smiling and laughing this whole time.
Me too.
It doesn't sound like it.
I am. Adam Hawk here for my friends at Howie's Market, a proud sponsor of this very podcast. Howie's Market is a family-owned and operated specialty grocery store located in the San Gabriel Valley. Howie's Market offers the finest wine, spirits, craft beer, freshest produce, full-service deli, old-school butchers offering a wide selection of the best meats. And they were voted, to no one's surprise, the best butcher by Los Angeles Magazine. They barbecue every weekend, rain or shine. They offer whole tri-tip sandwiches, half chickens, a variety of sausages, and the best all-beef hot dogs. I love this place. I love the owners. I love the staff. I love the aesthetics. And I love making time to get up to Howie's Market. Howie's Market is at 6580 North San Gabriel Boulevard in San Gabriel, California. If you are nowhere near the joint and you know you're not going to make it, do us a solid. Give them a follow on Instagram. Show them that their support on this podcast is working. We appreciate it, and we'll see you at Howie's. Let's segue very awkwardly into your top 5 moments from your recent 8-day vacation to Hawaii.
Well, we were watching a sunset after dinner. We're just kind of taking it in, and it's easy to just go on those vacations. You get on the bird, head over, and check into your resort, all that stuff. We've all kind of seen that or can understand what that's all about. But there's these little moments that happen over there where you're like, whoa, we really are in the middle of the Pacific, especially that side of Maui with the views of Lanai and Molokai and the sun setting. This place is just incredibly special. There's kind of like this spiritual feeling over there. I think that's my number one thing when I go over there is that I still have those moments where you see that charm and that spiritual feeling of the place where you're just like, wow, this is one of the most incredible places in the world. The other thing is that the family legacy, and you never can figure out what questions to ask, but when you're over there, these things come up because Katie Kai's family has such a unique and important history and legacy to that specific place of the island. And we went down to Fleming's Beach, and there's an old plantation home preschool that's under the banyan trees there, right on the beach. And that's where Katie Kai went to preschool, and it's been there since God knows how long. And we walked around it, took pictures of her and Palmer walking in front of it and showing it to my mom, and it's breathtaking. And the fact that she grew up there and went to there, and then her dad did, and we're driving out of there, and you know where Kapalua is, and you've seen the pictures. There's a drive that goes down towards the beach, and it's all lined with cook pines. And cook pines are those big, they almost look like cartoon pine trees because they're kind of spaced out in the way they're shaped, like a kid would draw them. They're famous to Hawaii. And Katie Kai's dad planted all those. And to be driving down that thing, and now it's like this fancy resort. You got the Ritz and the Montage there and stuff, and obviously the golf courses speak for themselves. To hear those stories and have that be a part of now our family, it feels special. It seems like every trip over there's a new thing. And so, yeah, the family legacy thing is rad. And like I said, you don't know what questions to ask, but when you learn those things as they come because you're over there, it just feels good. The other thing is the rebuild process. Obviously seeing the damage, and now the lots have been cleared up and most of the fences are down. We were able to drive the front road, not front street, but the lower road.
This is Lahaina, where the wildfires were last year.
seeing all that was difficult, but also positive because the lots are cleared out, graded. Some spots are getting rebuilt. There's action happening, and that was a good feeling, like seeing some signs of progress and some rebuild. Then I'll get into the least important stuff. Resort Mai Tais are just a joke. Now, I'll drink the shit out of them. I'm still going to order them. I'm still going to get them. But historically speaking, what these Hawaiian restaurants and resorts have done to the Mai Tai is unacceptable. And first things first, any drink that has juice in it, mixology 101, has to be shaken. You shake juice. So the fact that you pour juice, then white rum, then dark rum on top, and just stick a pineapple in it and think you can call that a Mai Tai, it's blasphemy. I'm here to say that I will continue to drink the shit out of them because it's kind of like a tchotchke tourist thing, and I'll buy into all that because I do love tchotchke tourist stuff. But the Hawaiian resort Mai Tais are a joke, which led me to my last thing, is that in the process of drinking the Mai Tais, you switch hit a little bit here and there, and you order a lava flow or a pina colada along the way. But all those pina coladas, the mix comes out of that plastic bottle, they chuck it in a blender with ice, and it's just tastes incredibly good, but it's lowbrow. So while I was over there, Hawk, I went on a mission to become the world's greatest pina colada maker. And I've done it. I did it. I blended it. I made it. And it's the best. You got to go to the international section of the market where you can get Japanese, Indian, all the weird stuff, right?
I wouldn't call it weird. I would just call it the international
different stuff. But that's where you find the canned coconut cream. It's like in a Thai can. And it's basically the canned meat of the coconut blended together with some water. So it's basically like a thick cream, right? You get that. You buy a real pineapple. You cut that up into cubes, put it in a freezer bag, and get that frozen in the freezer. So it's on demand in the freezer. You get your blender. Put about 8 to 10 ice cubes in there. Good helping of white rum. Throw in a couple frozen pineapple chunks and a glop of the real coconut cream, a little splash of real pineapple juice. You blend that up, and I'll put my pina colada up against any bartender in the world. It is amazing. I was blending those things up, putting them in hydro flasks, and just lugging them around the island. That's my last favorite thing of the trip, is that it put me on a quest to perfect the pina. I wish I had a blender here. I'd love to make one for you. Have you finally calmed down? You still look awkward as hell and all butthurt that I ruined your Trump section.
I'm fine. Thanks for recapping your vacation.
Oh, wow. Listen, folks. Listen to that excitement. I can't wait to get this podcast over with.
No, I'm just wondering, as the CEO and founder of the company, if you even want me to put the episode out because of how ridiculous you came off.
I'm fine.
Good to have you back.
Oh, great. Great to be back. Wow. Thanks for making it completely awkward because you got all butthurt.
I'm neither awkward nor...
You are 110% awkward.
And nor am I butthurt. I don't care about...
You care.
About what?
Look at you.
I
listen to you.
Look at me, listen to me. Yeah. I don't care about politicians. I care about funny audio and jokes. And I guess I found out we're not allowed to do funny audio or jokes when it's about a certain person.
Oh, my God.
That's what I will sit here and play the Kamala Harris Passage of Time drop till the end of time.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
I mean, that's funny.
Yes. Politicians speaking like idiots is funny.
Don't they all speak like idiots?
Yes. Even the one that has a lot of cult worship towards him speaks like an idiot.
Cult worship.
I don't know what else you call people driving around lifted pickup trucks with flags. I had never seen that until 2016. I never saw any politician garner so much identity crisis as this guy has. And I don't know what else to call it besides cult worship.
Give me the definition of cult.
Okay.
Okay.
1 second. A devotion directed towards a particular figure or object.
Cult. A cult. Have you ever had a Yakult?
What's that?
It's like before probiotics were a thing. I think it came from Asia, but it's like a yogurt little thing that helps your belly. Yakult.
Oh, nice. Nice. The Zico coconut water that we drink religiously around here seems to have that same kind of effect.
Dude,
Good for the gut.
the chocolate one's gnarly.
In a good way?
Yeah, it's like too good.
It's too good. Tastes like candy.
Yeah, and it actually tastes hydrating at the same time. If you drink a chocolate milk, you're like, this is dessert.
Yeah.
You know, but a chocolate coconut water, it's kind of like, whoa, I'm confused. I'm like, kind of feel healthy, but I kind of feel naughty.
It's a loophole.
It really is.
When you're on a diet and you need a dessert, a coconut water, chocolate coconut water, good way to go.
I gave my daughter some and she was frothing. She thought she was getting dessert.
Yes. Speaking of diet and exercise, as we wrap the pod, how's your routine going coming off of vacation?
Well, I mean, obviously we cheated a lot, but I still kept to the script a little bit. Wasn't too naughty. I'm excited to get back on the train.
You got some catching up to do.
Really?
Really?
Did you play golf while I was gone?
I did not. I have not played golf since I won that $250 bet out at that country club. And I won't be playing golf for a while. I don't have any golf on the calendar.
Sad.
Very sad. Sad to wrap up this episode. Really?
Really?
Thank you so much for listening to The Fellowship.
Maybe.
Maybe. We will catch you, if we're not canceled, next Monday.
Canceled?